News is your school authority. While school districts are working to close learning gaps that took place due to the pandemic, many are also facing a sharp decline in attendance over the past 2 years. But a major factor in the number of students chronically absent has been the mandatory quarantine period for those infected with COVID. Amanda Callahan getting answers from district school superintendents on how they plan to address that issue.
Attendance is down and chronic absenteeism is way up.
School districts across Western Mass have been working to get kids back in the classroom and continue learning since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Several communities are seeing an uptick in chronic absences at all grade levels, which means students are out of school for 18 days or 10% of the school year. But school officials are partly blaming the coronavirus for driving up the number of students missing from the classroom.
I believe that data is a little bit skewed because students that have COVID are forced to be out 5 to 10 days, and therefore if you have COVID twice, which has happened, now you've already reached that threshold, never mind any other illness that might come up.
Taking a look at the chronic absenteeism rate in some districts in our area, Springfield reporting 46.5% of students in preschool through 12th grade were chronically absent between March 2022 and the end of the school year. Chicopee's numbers were just under 42%, and Westfield reporting 32.2%. And now superintendents in Springfield and Chicopee are putting efforts in place to address the numbers.
We have a partnership with the Hamden County Sheriff's Department. So last year, knowing this was going to be an issue, we have 2 attendance officers that are sheriff's deputies that already work with our attendance offices, and then along with the different SEL programs that we've put into place.
Each school has a group that work on attendance. We have attendance officers. We actually have a partnership with the Sheriff's Department where we have attendance officers make home visits and go around the city trying to work with groups on improving attendance.
Superintendent of Springfield Public Schools Dan Warwick tells Western Mass News his district ramped up their summer school programs and extended day programs to provide more learning time for students, as well as being the first district in the state to provide free universal preschool.
Attendance is lowest, believe it or not, in preschool. The full day pre-K will make it easier for parents to get the kids there. It should increase attendance tremendously. Plus, offering the program in every boundary school will make it accessible for parents.
Accountability scores in the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education are back in place for this school year, and attendance accounts for 1/6 of that grade. Now the state is requesting the federal government allow a 20% benchmark for how much of the school year a student could miss to limit the number of districts that get flagged.
Chronic absenteeism was a 10% rate. Now they've moved it because they've recognized statewide, not just because of the quarantine, even though that's a big piece of it, but just absence in general have increased. So your student chronic absenteeism now 20%.
Amanda Callahan, Western Mass News.